the moment we call ourselves Christians, are we not proclaiming or professing that we are Christ ambassadors? For the moment you say, I'm a Christian, you are basically taking Christ's name and you are putting it on you. So the first Christians, the first disciples that went to Antioch, they were called Christians because when the people observed their life, it reminded them of Christ, or the Christ that they spoke about was made manifest by the way they conducted themselves. So the moment you call yourself a Christian, there are certain attributes or characteristics that we need to display so that when people see us, they can say, hey, your lifestyle reminds me of this Christ they speak about in the Bible, or the way you speak, the way you conduct yourself reminds me of Christ. That is why we call ourselves Christians. Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20, he says, we are Christ ambassadors. So an ambassador represents somebody or an estate. So when we say we are Christians, we are representing Christ. So how are we representing him? Are we representing him in such a way that when people see us, they want to become Christians? Or are we dubious in the way we represent him? So one of the attributes that I want us to look at that Christ possessed so much that we also need to ascribe to is his passion for what he did, or his passion for living. When you turn to Matthew chapter 21 verse 12, it speaks about an encounter where Christ went into the synagogue and he found money changers, he found people selling, he found people doing strange things. He chased them out. That's how passionate he was about the church. So he did not even want to entertain the nonsense they were doing. He chased them out. That's the passion that he had. So the question would be this morning, how passionate are you about your belief system, about your life? How passionate are we? It reminds me of the story about the party that was supposed to happen at a farm. And all the animals were supposed to bring something. The chicken brought the eggs. The cow brought the milk. The pig had to die. So all the other animals were involved. Whether they were there or not there, their produce would be there. But the pig had to die. So family, we have to find that one thing that we are willing to die for, that one thing that we are passionate about, that come hell or what, I am willing to die for this. I'm going to do this. That's the type of passion I'm talking about. When you look at the life of Christ, he was so passionate that he went to the cross. He died for us. So that's one of the attributes. When you call yourself a Christian, you need to be passionate about this Christianity thing. So whenever we call for prayer meetings, you need to be so passionate that you come through to those prayer meetings, or whatever meeting that we call through, whatever we do, you are so passionate about that. Thank you, family.